Hey folks, it's Sally Crow, and today we're here to talk about spirit yet again. I am still working out a title for what I would like to call my vlog. I am thinking about Spirit Talk with Sally Crow. You can let me know what you think about that. The only problem is I want to make sure that I keep it broad because it's not all going to be just about mediumship. There'll also be videos that are talking about everything from divination to numerology to geomancy to sound healing, Reiki, whatever I feel like talking about. I have been studying the metaphysical world my entire life as I was born into a family with psychic abilities. My great-grandmother was my first teacher and I started learning when I was 3. So this has been my entire life. This is just what I do. I'm never going to retire. I changed what I called it a long time ago from being my work to being my life path because it doesn't feel as exhausting that way. So today I wanted to answer some questions that I get asked a lot, which is how long should somebody wait after they've lost a loved one to reach out for contact? And by reaching out for contact, I'm talking about how long should you wait before you're contacting a professional medium. The answer is different for every person, but my short answer is contact can be made immediately. I have actually done spirit communication for families before the service of their loved one. They came the day of the service, one family did, and they wanted to make sure that they were doing what they felt was best for their loved one. And also it really helped them to kind of, make a deep healing connection before they went forward into a very challenging day. That being said, although contact can be made immediately, the things that I tell people they really want to think about is the emotional state of the deceased. That's the number one thing to think about. If there is a lot of chaos or drama around the passing of your loved one, if they were struggling emotionally, if there was a lot of trouble between family members, if you were, wondering about their mental health, sometimes it's better to give it a little bit of time. But by a little bit of time, I'm still usually looking at saying that you can make contact within the first couple of months. One of the things that's important to understand when it comes to what happens to a person after they die, at least this is my understanding from my lifetime of being a natural medium, my 17 years of being a professional medium, and being an incredibly inquisitive person. I ask all the time, I ask why. I even joke and say that when I die, I should have a tombstone that says why. And why? Because if I see something, I want to know, why are you showing me that? Why does it look like that? Why did you choose that color? Why did you choose that size? Is there a reason why? This is actually a really important skill, like that compulsive need to ask why, if you're somebody who practices divination or spirit communication, because you're going to get a lot more clarity. But we're going back to the subject at hand. Why do we wait when somebody has had an emotionally difficult time at the end of their life? The reason why we wait is because our emotional level changes a lot between death and birth. Well, death and life. When we were alive, if we imagined that our emotions could be set on a dial, like a volume dial of 0 to 10, most people go through life with their emotions set at about a 3 or a 4. When somebody is struggling with mental illness, depression, anxiety, addiction, turmoil, poor relationships, sometimes their emotions are set really high, more like an 8 or a 9. And so the way that they're processing the world is very different than the person who is not struggling mentally. When we die, our emotions get turned way back down low to about a 2, so that we can analytically process through our life. This makes it so that spirits can easily review their life situations and see where they made mistakes. They can see how much people loved them when maybe they weren't able to feel it while they were alive, because they're able to see a different perspective. They're also able to see things from multiple perspectives. So if they had a relationship that was really poor with their mother or father, they could actually look at it and see clips of their parents' lives and see that pertain to them, like how their family member actually felt about them. It's a really cool thing, and we learn a lot right after we pass. So people who've had a lot of pain in their life, emotional pain in particular, need more time to process through some of the things they've experienced. This is particularly true if somebody has taken their own life, whether by purpose or by a string of reckless behavior, such as addiction and poor treatment of self, and if somebody's life has been taken from them. In those cases, they need a little bit more time because the end of their death is super emotional. There's a lot that can be learned from ourselves by waiting just a little bit of time too, because we go through a very drastic emotional change over the first few months, actually the first year that somebody has left our life. And those emotions, if the person was close to us, can be that we're angry, they can be that we're sad, they can be that we are, completely lost. So here's where the tricky part comes in. Your spirits can visit you without changing that volume dial. They can check in on you. They can see you. They can see what's going on for you. And even though they're going to feel it, it's going to be more like watching television. When you watch something sad on television, you are emotionally moved by it, but you don't have to own it and take it on as your own. So the problem is that a medium gives off so much energy that not only do they allow our spirits to communicate with us better, but they also turn the emotions of the dead back up again. So the volume dial goes back up again when a spirit is in contact with a medium. This is one of the reasons why people who are natural mediums who do not understand that they're a medium are often the ones who more than not have spirit activity around them. If they go into a haunted house, they're going to be the ones who are going to have spirit presence around them. This is not only because you give off a larger amount of energy, but it's also because it feels good to be around you, or it feels alive to be around you. For a spirit to sit in the same presence as a medium, it gives them the feeling of being alive. So when they come into these family gatherings between you, your beloved dead, through the act of a medium, they are having that with their emotions being turned up to as if they were alive. And so that means that they can feel you as well. When you're really struggling, they feel that pain very intensely. They feel their own pain and remorse very intensely. So again, we're talking about how long you should wait before having a session with a medium, and it really is individual. If your loved one died and their death was beautiful and they were mentally healthy and you just have regular sadness, then you don't have to wait very long at all. That means if they die in an accident, or if they die even by natural causes, but it isn't something that took years of their mental life away. Our emotional mental state is what's really important at the end of our life to determine whether or not we need a little bit of a gap just to process, so that we can buffer some of the information on our own. I know I'm talking about we as in the dead, not the living. I work with them so much too that I'm always in between both places, so I'm saying they need a little bit of time if they've had some emotional distress. So I hope this was educational, and like I said, I'm working on what I'm going to call this, and this is going to be a process that for me over the next 6 months is going to be evolving. I'm hoping to get quicker at making the videos so that I can put more thought into what I want to present and less into whether or not I repeated myself 27 times or whether I didn't have my lighting exactly right. So thanks for being patient with me. If you're looking to find out more about spirit communication, you can always check out my WordPress blog, which is Sally Crow at sallycrowwordpress.com or sallycrowwordpress.com, and it's called Stories of Spirit. And I have written on it many blogs. I haven't been blogging a lot lately because I wrote a book and now I'm on to video. So you want to find out more information about me, go to sallycrow.com, and I thank you for watching and spreading some love your way.